guys, in this week's video we are going to be taking you on a month-long road trip all the way from our house in Bath down the coast of Portugal to the Algarve, hopefully finding our dream house along the way. Hi, how are you?
Hello boys.
Hi.
Thank you. Let's get ticket back. Yeah.
We have a budget of around 350 to 400,000 when we sell this house that we have in Bath. So hopefully we'll find the one on the road trip. In the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at loads of different properties, some rustic, some modern, some in cities, some in the middle of nowhere. So let's see if we can find it.
We could always just stay in the UK. We could downsize the house. We could go out there and get proper jobs. Maybe stop buying organic avocado on spelt rye bread with a balsamic glaze. But then what? We'll blink and our kids won't be there anymore. They would have moved out and we'll be left with just two words. What if? Besides, I feel like we need a big change. We've had a great run. I was thinking the other day, if any of you have been with us for over 7 years, and a lot of you have, we've been through that massive, great big 7-year cycle together. The idea that we fundamentally change every 7 years. A lot of you out there have been watching our videos through school and university, and maybe you've been through relationships and even had kids. How fucking cool is that? We have picked up some haters along the way, but that's part of the deal. That's the pact you make. Part of the course. You know? Well, saying that, I think I've picked up the haters. People tend to like Hannah a lot more than me. But I'm cool with that, you know, whatever. So what? Anyway, yeah, so we're shifting everything to Portugal in a few months to start again, to break away from this system. We want to have chickens and put up solar panels and a little veg patch, detach as much as we can from the system. I think eventually we all come to the same conclusion, some of us later than others, that success isn't big houses and fancy cars. It's freedom. So that's what we're going to aim for. A bit of ruddy freedom. As much freedom as we can get. We can't be totally free. Still got to pay taxes and stuff. But, you know, as much as we can get. It's all a big farce, anyway. I think about it. If pharmaceutical companies, if they cured you, they go bankrupt. If banks help people get out of debt, they collapse. If Tom caught Jerry, the show would be over. It's all bullshit. Besides, the UK right now, well, for a lot of us, it's not really, doesn't really feel fit for purpose anymore. Teenagers in the UK are some of the most depressed in Europe. The country's broke. It's poorer than Mississippi, which is the poorest state in the US. There's even an old guy out there right now on hunger strike because he's just so pissed off with the state of the UK.
I want the people of England to have a fair system.
I guess it wouldn't be so bad if the weather wasn't always so shitty and we could feel the sun once in a while on our pale mottled flesh. But it's always so gloomy out here that most of us just spend most of our days indoors watching our new Prime Minister tell us it's only going to get worse from here.
Things will get worse.
You know what? I couldn't agree more with him. I just cannot see a way out of this mess. So we need to break up. We just need to walk away from this. Because it's not working. It's me, it's not you. Well, it is you. It's definitely you. Yeah, I want to get myself some frosted tips, get myself like a really nice pair of short denim shorts, slather myself in Hawaiian Tropic and have myself a brat summer. I'm tired of this old relationship, this problematic, abusive relationship. Anyway, enough complaining about my toxic ex. Let's go and find our perfect house.
When we got off the ferry, we had a 3-hour drive to our first campsite, Camping El Astral in Tordesillas in Spain. I'm probably butchering that. We've stayed in a lot of campsites, but this is our absolute favourite one. Clean bathrooms, big swimming pool, it just ticks all the boxes for us. What made it better was that by the time that we actually arrived here, we had already had an offer on our house in Bath for the asking price. All we needed was for the chain not to break and then we'd be over our first hurdle.
We found out this morning that chain had broken somewhere down the line and he had to pull out. So now we've had to put the house back on the market again. So we're still trying to find another buyer. On the bright side though, Grayson decided he was fed up of looking like an absolute Karen. So we had Buster Rhymes cut it all off.
After a few days, we left our favourite campsite to head towards the Portuguese border. On On our way down to the Algarve, we decided to leave some breadcrumbs in the shape of our blackout cards and give away prizes on our Instagram to anyone who finds them.
I've actually got some good news on the old blackout cards front. I got a text from my printers to tell me the next batch is ready. We now have a totally new edition called the Couples Edition.
And here they are. These are the new Couples Edition.
If you had 3 words to describe your younger self, what would they be? Naive, skinny.
Do you know about me? Or you?
Me.
That's like, wow. Steph and I have been married for over 10 years now, and one of the best tips that I could give anybody would be to just always work on your communication. There's free shipping for a limited amount of time, and Steph has also managed to get the price down as well, so they're a lot cheaper now. You can go and check them out on blackoutcards.com.
Thankfully, I got an Irish mum. So yes, I'm a little bit inbred, but I also get one of these, an Irish passport, which makes travelling to Portugal a lot easier. You can still do it if you're not an EU citizen. There's just way more forms to fill out, lots more hoops to jump through, but it's still possible. Brexit has not trapped you in the UK. Oh, and just to preempt any of those comments from anyone who's literally has their fingers ready to type that I voted for Brexit, I didn't vote for Brexit. I didn't vote for Remain either. I was just like, I don't want this on me. I've got the IQ of a fucking pita bread. I shouldn't be allowed to vote. He voted for Brexit. Oh, God. If you like, we can be like your washed up YouTubing guinea pigs. We can tell you what Facebook groups you should be joining, who you need to speak to, what the pitfalls are, where they are, what to look out for. Like, we can make the mistakes and fuck up so you don't have to. Okay, that's what we can do. You don't want to be going into this type of thing all exposed with your willies and your fannies out. No way. You need trousers on. We'll be your trousers. How hot are you, Roo?
Pretty hot.
You got 3 fans going on there. One blowing out mist, and then 2 other little USB ones. Is it nice? Can I sit there?
No.
A lot of us feel this like invisible force that stops us doing that thing that we really deep down want to do. And that is a thing. And if you feel that thing ever, then I have a book recommendation called The War of Art. Just an amazing book if you want to understand what that invisible force is and how to overcome it. Yeah, it's a must-read book. I'll link it in the description.
Grayson's in love with that new drink. It's called Solomon. You guys should try it. No, don't. It's addictive. Try it. No. Try it. Also, go to the bakery in Portugal. It has this. And this. And sugary muffins.
This is how I see it. All of this carbon-based life form and this atomic structure, everything around us, it's just so finite. It's going to be over in an instant. So how do you want to spend that instant? Do you want to spend it draped in the evening sun with the sand between your toes, or do you want to feel it crippled with doubt because you've got men in suits telling you that the system is rotten?
Things are worse than we ever imagined.
A system that you're supposed to be part of and buy into. The system doesn't offer us a life. It offers us slavery dressed up as existence. And yes, there's going to be problems in Portugal too. Of course there is, but they all speak Portuguese. I don't understand Portuguese. I'm not going to understand what the problems are. Welcome to Ericeira.
While we were in Ericeira, which is just north of Lisbon, we looked at 3 different properties. The first place we decided to check out was a modern build 25 minutes away from the coast. It was okay, but I think the problem with modern buildings for us is that they feel a little bit soulless, and we really wanted somewhere that feels a little bit more interesting and somewhere that's got a little bit of character. Oh, and the other 2 were a bit soul crushing too, so the search goes on.
Did you know, Rufus, if you get really, really fat, then it takes way more long for you to starve, because you know how your body eats itself? Yeah. Then it takes longer for you to eat yourself because you have so much like stored meat and stuff. So just get fat when you're older. No, because I will need. If I try to do press-ups, my belly would be in the way. Oh yeah, you can't do press-ups.
On the way to our next stop, Porto Covo, we decided to spend some time in the capital city, Lisbon.
Here we are, Lisbon, Grayson.
Why is there so many people?
One of the most beautiful cities in the world.
I'd come here a few years ago on a stag do, so I knew the perfect place to get some grub. The Time Out Market. You can find all the best chefs and restaurants and cultural events all under one roof. Oh, and some donuts that cost more than enriched uranium.
€8.
Oh yeah, it's not happening.
On the way to Porto Covo, we checked out a property in a small city called Figueira do Foz. We loved the area and it felt really authentically Portuguese, but there was one small problem.
It needed quite a lot of work.
Oh my god, there's a dead mouse in the pool.
Is there? Wow. Oh. You probably would need to spend about 100,000 on this house to get it looking really decent. It had black mould all up the walls. It smelt really bad. It wasn't in a good way. Personally though, I'd want to take it on, put a really low offer in. If you get it, put 100 grand into doing it up and then maybe flip it. But yeah, Hannah was like, no way. I don't want to do that. Veto. So yeah, the search goes on. I'm going to split this video into two parts. So you've just watched the first part. We're going to put the next half up next week. It's only because the video will be too long otherwise. And
no one's got any attention span these days, do they?
No, they don't. Find out next week if we find our perfect Portuguese house or not. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching this week's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it made you chuckle at parts. And yeah, we'll see you all next week for more shenanigans.
See you later.
Bye. Remember.
You're so creepy. Remember.